بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله الله تعالى بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا وداعيا إلى الله بإذنه وسراجا منيرا وصلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألا بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب وقال عليه الصلاة والسلام من خاف أدلج ومن أدلج بلغ المنزل ألا إن سلعة الله غالية ألا إن سلعة الله الجنة أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. My dear respected elders, brothers and sisters, today we are complaining about tension, depression, stress, anxiety, frustration. That we are surrounded with these things in our lives. But we forgot to reach the main result of why we being Muslimin, while we having Islam and Iman inside us, still we face depression. We face anxiety, we face worry, we face concern. After delving into this matter at different stages, but why we easily suffer frustration, depression. The first thing, we don't have the peace of the mind, we don't have the peace of the heart. So the first and foremost reason is that we lack the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Dhikr is the solution to everything. How much I am particular on my daily azkar, how much I am particular on the azkar of the morning and the azkar of the evening. Today the only thing we can do is complaining that I am going through this, I am going through that. And although Islam has given us the pathway to exit from these things, to exit from depression, to exit from frustration, if we follow it, then there is no reason for us to undergo anxiety. Last Friday I said one thing, the amal of istighfar. Istighfar, what does istighfar mean? It means to seek forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That istighfar is one of the amal, or one of the deeds that will make me exit depression, that will make me exit anxiety, that will make me exit worry and concern. Most powerful amal. And we can we can act on this at every circumstance. I am at work. I don't need much time to say astaghfirullah, right or wrong? The word astaghfirullah is enough. Yes, if we have time, we can recite the long istighfar. Astaghfirullah al-aliy al-azim alladhi la ilaha illa huwa al-hayy al-qayyum wa atubu ilayh wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliy al-azim. But if we are busy, if we are in commitments, then the short form. Then at least, what are we doing? We're showing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that no, at every circumstance, wherever I am, whatever I'm going through, yet I did not forget you. I still remembered you. I'm still making zikr of you. This is what I am showing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make the decision of exiting me out of all these things that we are going through, these circumstances. And that's why the hadith I mentioned last Friday, that a person who does istighfar always, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take him away from. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will provide him exit from every narrowness he has. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will create way out from him, for him, from every grief that he is going through. What's the first promise? The narrowness that he is going through, Allah ta'ala will provide him exit from there. Allah ta'ala will free him from grief. Third thing is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will arrange sustenance and rizq. Today what we are worried about, our sustenance, our rizq, our earning. You see, one is earning money and one is asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for barakah in money. One is earning wealth. Not every person, see, this is one thing we need to keep in mind, that not every person earning wealth will have barakah in it. A person can have limited amount of wealth, but if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decides to give barakah in his wealth, then he's the most blessed person. That's why what's the dua? Allahumma barik li fi rizqi. That Ya Allah, give barakah, provide blessings in my rizq, in my sustenance. Then what you will see, that I'll be earning little, but the barakah will be so encompassing. Wallahi al-azim, just try it out, you will never comprehend. That's how powerful this deed of istighfar is. Astaghfirullah. And if we don't know Arabic, we say, Ya Allah, I seek forgiveness from every sin I am committing. That's what the third promise is, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will arrange his sustenance from such a place or direction where his mind will never be able to comprehend. So what is it? The reason that we undergo anxiety, depression, is that we lack the remembrance of Allah. Ala bi dhikrillahi tatma'innul qulub. That with the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, lies the contentment of the heart. If I want the peace of the heart, because heart is what? Heart is the center of the body, isn't it? The heart is the center of the body. The hadith of Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Ala wa inna fil jasadi la mudgha. إذا صلحت صلح الجسد كله وإذا فسدت فسد الجسد كله ألا وهي القلب. There is a flesh in the body. If that flesh is upright, then everything is upright. If that flesh is corrupted, then everything in the body is corrupted. The entire body is corrupted. Rasulullah said, Allah. Allah means what? Behold. Allah means listen attentively. Allah wa hiya al-qalb. That is the heart. when our heart will be filled with the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when we will enlighten our heart with the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wallahi al-azim, there is no reason for us to be depressed. There is no reason for me to be depressed. There is no reason for me to undergo anxiety. But what is the shart? The shart is that I need to fill my heart with the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I need to fill my heart with the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ala bi dhikrillahi tatma'innul qulub. That with the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lies the contentment of the heart. Now, one father, he has given his son everything. A practical incident. He has given his son everything. He wanted an expensive car, expensive house, expensive uni to study. He got everything. One day, all of a sudden, this father found his son committed suicide. What did he find? He found his son committing suicide. He committed suicide. He hanged himself with hook. Then this father, when he saw the situation of his son, he did everything for his son. He sacrificed a lot for his son. Whatever his son wanted, he gave him. Then this father went to a certain imam of the masjid. He asked him, and he was crying like a baby, saying that, what I didn't give him, why did he do this to me? Then he said, you have given him everything, but you did not train him on the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the only reason that your son has committed suicide. What does that mean? That wealth, expensive assets, can that bring happiness to my life? Can that bring happiness to my life? No. The only thing that will bring happiness in my life is the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The dhikr of Allah. You can try this amal, the word La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. If someone recites this 100 times a day, he can never be depressed. Very small. Deen is very easy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made deen easy for us. There is no section in deen that is hard for us to practice on. So we try this today. Just La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. One small amal, a small sentence. Takes how much? Maximum 5 to 10 seconds, isn't it? La hawla, what is it? La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. We recite this inshallah. When we recite this 100 times a day, fix a time, wherever we are, at whichever state we are, we recite this, inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will free me from all my anxieties. And also one more thing, reading Surah Al-Waqi'ah in the night. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever reads Surah Al-Waqi'ah, lam tusibhu faqatun abada. It's impossible that poverty will touch him. Surah Al-Waqi'ah, very powerful surah. A person who recites it every night, poverty can never affect him. Poverty can never go near him. That's the first reason why we are depressed. The second reason I'll discuss next Juma, which is lacking sincerity. So my dear brothers, let's make firm determination inshallah that we'll remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at every circumstance. We'll give our best to make the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah ta'ala give us tawfiq inshallah. We can pray our sunnah. Jazakumullah.